Hello guys, it's CJX here, and today, after a very long time, I'm finally going to do some more puzzles on ChessKit.com. So let's get started. Okay, this puzzle. Right from the bat, I could see that I could take two pieces. I could take this pawn b6 or this bishop on e6. My opponent's last move played rook to d2 to a2, and that is attacking my a4 pawn. So if I take on b6, it's going to take my a4 pawn, and well, I might have advantage with my advanced past b pawn. Keep in mind, black is also upper pawn, so I don't think that white is going to have a winning advantage in that case. What about rook takes e6? Rook takes e6, winning, sacrificing the exchange. If black doesn't take, I will just win a piece. So black must take the rook. I can take the piece back, and black king can move to h8 or f8. I'm just going to say h8 to limit my options. And here I could do a lot of things. I could take on d5 with my bishop, then his rook might take, and then I could take on a8, the queen can take, and then I can take on b6. And it seems that I have a good advantage right there. I'm up a pawn, and I seem to have a winning advantage. So I think it's rook e6. Yes, it's correct. Queen takes e6 checks, the only follow-up. Okay, now I could play bishop takes d5 or queen takes d5. Queen takes d5 is also another move. Let's see if queen takes d5. Queen takes d5 actually seems a little bit better, because in the bishop takes d5 line, after black moves his rook, white will win the exchange back. But if you take with the queen, both the bishop and the queen will be attacking this rook. So in a sense, the double rook, the black's rooks on a8 and a2 are double attack after queen d5. So of course black can trade queens, but white is going to take it back, and this really awkward situation arises where black cannot move his rook to protect the other rook. So I think it's queen takes d5. Now, of course, black might try to this move rook to d2. Might try to confuse me a little, but queen takes a8 just to win the rook. So I think it's queen takes d5. I think it's queen takes d5. Yes, that's correct. Black will take the pawn, and I will take the free rook on a8, and I win the queen, and boom. That's how you solve this puzzle. Let's see the next one. Okay, this is a two-rook puzzle, and right from the bat, I could see that. I could see that white. This is if white gets his rook traded, this is probably going to be a draw. In fact, after king h5, rook h1, king g4, rook g1, black even wins. So I'm gonna have to do something else. Of course, I could play king h6. Black can play rook to h1. I can play rook h5, and if black trades on h5, and he plays king to... He can't play king g7 because the rook g6, but he can definitely just play something like rook g1, and I don't think that white has anything here. White could try king h6, but he's just gonna play rook h1. So yeah, I don't think that trading rooks is going to lead to a white winning this game. Of course, king f6 is probably also being by the same thing, which is rook g5. Black also played that. If white plays king f6, and if white trades, black can play king g7, it seems to be a draw. So it seems like the only try is king f7. And king f7, even so, from the surface, it just hangs the rook. White is actually threatening rook h6 in that case. So it seems that king f7 is my best move. So I'm going to play king f7. Yes, this is correct. Rook g7. Okay. Now this is kind of tricky, because if my king moves to f8, I think king to f8 might actually be good in this case, because if I play rook takes g7, black can play rook f5, and rook f5. And if white plays king f6, black has this brilliant resource, rook f6. If white king moves, black's gonna take the rook. If white captures the rook with king to f6, then that's a stalemate. So I don't think rook g7 is correct, because I need to move my king to g5. So like if rook g7, king here, rook e6, black can still play rook f6. And if the white king moves, black's gonna take the rook on b6. If white king captures, stalemate. So I don't think rook g7 is gonna be the right move for white, because this position, white is definitely not playing for a draw. If he is playing for draw, then this is not a puzzle. So I knew that white must be playing for a win. The only other move that makes sense is king to f8. Because king to f6 allows rook g5, king g5, and king g7, black gets his king in front of the white pawn, and his rook is perfectly positioned in the back rank. Also, after rook b7, king to g8, king to f6, it seems white might be able to pose some problems because his rook is not perfectly placed on the 6th rank, but I think that's still a draw. Black can use the bad Philidor defense, and he can drew this endgame. I won't go into the exact details, but I think black drew it. So I think that the final black-white must play king f8. And king f8 actually seems pretty strong because, well, let's see. White is still surrendering rook h6. If black takes on h5, white is going to play rook h6. So yeah, black cannot take the rook. If black plays rook f5, I can just take it back. And here, black cannot use the stalemate defense because black's king can go to h7. Now, white still cannot take the rook. But if black plays something like rook h1 after like king f8, white can definitely take the rook because then black doesn't have a check. So I think it's king f8. Yes, king f8 is correct. Rook f5. To be honest, I already saw king f8 like when I saw this puzzle because I won't go into the exact reason why, but what I just said is the reason why. It's basically the reason why king f8 is the only move. Rook f5 just win the rook, and yeah. So let's solve the third one. Okay, this is a pawn game, and pawn games are very tricky if you don't know. Pawn games can lead to many positions. For example, if white takes the free pawn b5 here, which seems like an obvious move, black can play this strong move c4, and I don't think white. I think white is losing that game because black is gonna force a pass a pawn, which the white king cannot stop. Otherwise, black is threatening to play c4, and if white takes, black's going to take the a4 pawn, and he's got another pass pawn. The white king will try to go back and play king f4, but I don't think even that will be strong. So it seems that the threat of c4 is too hard. White have to parry the threat of c4. White has to prevent the threat black c4. I know I said parry kind of in the wrong tone, but forgive me please. But so white have to take on c5. That's my first consideration, and black king will definitely take because if he doesn't take, he's gonna have to take later. Then there are actually there are a lot of moves. White could take on b5. The king can take, and here in this position, white has 2 pawns against black's 2 pawns, and white could probably do something like h6. So that's my guess. White could try to h6 and break through his king because h6. Currently, you can see the black pawns on g7 and f7 are creating a barrier along the white king, and by playing h6, white breaks through that barrier and allows his king to penetrate to black's position. So I think that first move must be d takes c5 because black's c4 threat is really strong. If white plays c4, black can just take, and king d4, cd4, and black is winning that one. So I have to do cd5. Yes, cd5 is correct. And now black is also threatening to play ba4, king c4, after which his d pawn is going to run down. So I have to take on b5, I think. Okay, black didn't take. Black wants to go for counterplay. Of course, if I play c4, black is playing d3 and his pawn is going to queen. You can see it's very easy to lose a winning pawn game like that. So and king f4 probably doesn't work because after king c3, king e3, king d4 here, black can play this move f6. Okay, black seems to be in Zugzwang in this case, if you see what I mean. No, wait. Black cannot push this g pawn because the white pawn is going to advance. If black plays f6, white can play f3, f5, f4, king b5, king here, king c5. It seems that even though white can get the opposition, it seems that even though like white might not lose that game, it seems still a draw. So I think I have to take. Of course, black king will take back, and then I can play h6. Or I could play king f5. So I think that this is the right move. And okay, that's right. So yeah, of course, I could have done that in just 5 seconds, but my explanation. This is how I would approach this in a real game, because in a real game, the stakes are kind of much higher in a real game, in a real live game, than in a puzzle. So I'm gonna have to think about whether or not this is right. Especially considering in the real game, no one's gonna tell you if there's a tactic or not. So yeah, 3, I won't say extremely hard puzzles. I will see if there's more hard puzzles, because I do know there are quite a few puzzles that kind of puzzled me, I have to say. But today's 3 puzzles not really extraordinarily hard. I could have done that in less time, but by going over these, by taking those puzzles slowly, and calculating every variation is going to ensure you that you will be able to see those things, and also ensure that in real game you will be able to see those tactics, and that you will be able to also see situations where there isn't a tactic. Of course, in the tactic trainer, there is no situation where there isn't a tactic, because that's the tactic trainer. It won't be a tactic trainer if a puzzle doesn't have a tactic solution to it. So yeah, it's kind of important to slow down to calculate in chess. You cannot just rely on intuition everywhere, and that's why you don't want to play bullet, because bullet, it encourages you to not think and just play the first thing that comes to your mind, which is not going to be helpful when you're playing 30-minute games. So yeah, that's it for today's tactics with CJX. Currently at 3127. I don't know if that's my highest rating or not. I think it's my highest rating, but I don't know. And my plans for next time, I'm probably going to try to do probably trying to do some. I'm gonna try to be doing a tactic speed run from 0 to, I don't know, maybe 3000 if I'm strong enough. I don't know if I'm strong enough to reach 3000 in one go, but I'll try. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please consider liking this video or subscribing to my channel, because I make these videos all the time, and it's free, and if you don't like, you can always unsubscribe. So have a nice rest of the day. See you next time. Bye guys.